How does the law of attraction work? If you are a pilot, you need to know the law of thermodynamics. If you want to tap into higher power that is available to you right now, you really need to know how the law of attraction works. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thoughts? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Hey guys, okay, we're talking about the law of attraction today. Now this is huge, and most people don't recognize how big of a part this plays in their life right now, and how it is going on all the time. Now we are talking in this series about, we're looking at the question, are we novice gods? In other words, are we children of God? Do we have His divine DNA? And if so, are there things within us that we can unlock right now? I believe there are. And the law of attraction is something that will kind of show you the possibilities that are available to you right now. So if you think about like Violet in The Incredibles, the very first Incredibles movie, she had this superpower where she could do force fields around people. But because they were in hiding and had been, all the supers were for so many years, she hadn't exercised this gift. And so a part of the movie was her learning to use her powers. That's what the law of attraction is for you. It's an opportunity for you to use the powers that you have, the God-given powers that you have, to create more wonderful things in your life. Now, one of the tricky things is you need to understand what is the law of attraction and how does the law of attraction work. Well, it's like this. It's kind of like, so we're tapped into the universe, right? And the universe is all of these intelligences that move and orchestrate everything with energy. And so whenever we desire something, we create it through our belief, through our faith, or negatively through our fear. That's kind of how things work. It either works with faith to attract it, or with fear, well, to attract the negative side. And what we do is we tap into the universe, all of these intelligences and things and energies that are out there as we attract the things that we want in our lives. It's kind of like, so anyway, the law of attraction is what you think about, you bring about. So what you put and kind of the way to activate it. So, again, we thought about Violet and her, trying to create force fields and stuff. And I don't know how you do that kind of stuff. But the way that you get the law of attraction to work for you is to emotionalize it. The more emotional energy you put towards desiring something or believing that it's going to happen, the quicker it comes, the faster it comes, and the more power you have over this. Now, I don't know everything on this, obviously, and that's why we're doing this documentary series, because I've seen some things that make me go, wow, I've used the law of attraction unconsciously. I would like to use it consciously and more consistently. So as we go and we ask different people and we interview and we learn about this stuff, I hope to be able to present to you some more questions and some more answers that will help you better utilize these powers within you that are available right now. Okay, so one thing you must realize is that the law of attraction is always working, just like the law of thermodynamics and other laws of physics. It's not like they just turn on when you are conscious of them. You are subjected to the law of gravity all the time, whether you voted for it or not, whether you believe it or not, you are subjected to that law. Well, it's the same thing with the law of attraction. We are attracted, kind of like magnets. We attract good things into our lives, or if we have our magnet turned around negatively, we repel the good things away from us and we attract the negative things. The opportunity we have is that we can choose. When we become conscious and aware of what our thoughts are creating, what our desires, what our belief systems are manifesting in the world, that's when we have the opportunity to really shift some things and change. Now, there are two main forces in the world, really in the universe. Really, I think there's just one, but I call them two. There's either faith or there's fear. And they work in opposite to each other. But really, if you look at it, it's all faith. Fear is just faith in reverse gear. It's you worrying about something that you don't want to have happen in your life, and you can attract that into your life because you're putting your belief system in that. Even though you're saying, I don't want it, all of your energy is around this thing or this event or something. And that's what will attract into you. So anyway, the law of attraction really is our opportunity to use our thoughts, our intentions, our emotions to attract the things that we want into our lives. Now, it's working all the time, every second. We are attracting the good or the bad. One of the kind of harsh realities that I found as I've been studying and doing some research on this is that some of the really wise people who have experimented with this a long time, a lot longer than I have, and have figured things out, they recognize that you must take, what do they say? You must take ownership of the way your life is going, because you have actually created the reality around you, the world around you. And I'm going to explain that in another video about creating our own reality. I thought it was a bunch of hokey poke stuff, but it's actually pretty true. But you need to take ownership for your life the way it is, because you are attracting this into your life. Now, what I want you to do is to become deliberate and intentional about creating the good stuff in your life. Now, let me tell you a few stories. So Jim Carrey is known for how he used the law of attraction. He was an out-of-work wannabe actor and was living in his car and was not doing very well with his auditions and wasn't getting the jobs that he wanted. So very regularly, he would go up on this drive, I think he was on Rodeo Drive. He'd go up on the hill and he would just look out there over the Hollywood Valley, and he would dream about what it was going to be like when he got the big job, when he got the breaks and things that he wanted. And he imagined himself how it would feel when he was talking to his agent, how it would feel when he was going to his jobs and being on set. And that was how he manifested. That's how he created his new reality that actually came to him. He attracted this, and he credits this time that he spent emotionalizing and dreaming about this stuff in his life. He talked on camera about writing a check. I can't remember if it was for $3 million or $10 million, but he wrote a check to himself, even post-dated it, and it was by Thanksgiving of a certain year. And he wrote down at the bottom, for services rendered, for acting services rendered. And he believed it. He believed it into action. And so as he went up there and he emotionalized these things, he actually attracted this in his life. Oprah Winfrey talks about a very similar story. She had been a TV news person, and I think she had been fired from it. They didn't think she was fit for TV. But she so wanted to be in The Color Purple. She had read the book and she loved it, and she wanted that more than anything. And so she manifested that in her life. I don't know how conscious she was about creating that in her life, but she wanted it so bad, and she wrote it down and she gave books out to everybody, and she desired that that's what she wanted to be. She wanted to be this certain character in The Color Purple. And you can find her story online. She talks about this over and over again, about how she was down kind of at a fat farm, trying to work off some of this excess weight that she thought caused her to not get a part that she had auditioned for, which actually was The Color Purple. She had auditioned, she was invited to audition for this thing, and she says, "Is it The Color Purple?" And they said, "No, it's this other film," because they had some pseudo film that was the title so that people wouldn't know what they were doing. Well, it turns out it was The Color Purple. As she read the script, she knew immediately what it was, and so wanted it and believed this is what's going to happen. Well, it didn't happen. So she went down to this fat farm and she was exercising, trying to work off the weight, thinking that that's why she didn't get the part. And she got a call. And she got a call from the producer, and he found out where she was at. And he said, "If you lose any weight, you're not going to get this part. But I want you in Steven Spielberg's office tomorrow." But she talks about how she attracted that into her life by what she wanted, what she craved, what she believed she could have. That's what the law of attraction can do for you. What you truly want in life, what you crave, what you desire, you can attract into your life. Now you have to be careful, because the superpower that you have, think of Violet, the superpower that you have, the way that it works is by your emotions. So you need to get really good at controlling your emotions. That doesn't mean stifling them. It means figuring out which emotions are going to work best for you. Fear is not a good emotion to feed. You don't want to feed your fears. You want to be able to, kind of like a keto, push those fears aside and turn that fear into faith. But this is how you use the law of attraction to work for you. Hey, really quick, in the comments below, will you write down how you have used the law of attraction to bring things into your life, whether you did that consciously or unconsciously, whether it was positive or negative? We'd love to hear your stories. I hope this stirred some questions in your soul. Are you more connected to higher power than you think? Do you have divine DNA? Let's keep asking questions. Click on my face to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.